everybody, what's up? OCD Mikey, Hi-Fi Guy here, and I am in Grand Rapids, Michigan, because I came to visit one of the tribe, Andrew. Many of you guys know him. I call him Motorcycle Racer Andrew. And I came up, we did some track time, 2 days. It was freaking awesome. I'm going to show you a little bit about his system coming up, and then we're going to talk to him a little bit about what what happened from me coming to his room and tuning his rig, and just sort of some things that he heard or whatever, some feedback. So, hold on. Hey, Andrew, what's up, man?
Hey, Mikey. Yeah, so Mike came to my house. He tuned my rig. It took about an hour and a half or so. And, he assessed everything, sussed it out. He kind of recognized what the limitations of my room were, because my room's sort of a dual purpose with home theater, so I got a big TV there. So it's not optimal, but Mikey still made everything work. So the way I had kind of set up my system and the way I thought I would want the system to sound was I was kind of an observer in the music. The sound field was sort of in front of me. I was, kind of back a bit, maybe the front stage or the front row of a concert or something, or maybe a few rows back, right, where the performer's in front of me. And that's how I kind of thought things were supposed to set up, or I would like it. But Mikey came in, kind of tweaked some stuff, and moved the speakers. He didn't move them a ton. He didn't move my seating position. He didn't change a bunch of stuff, but he moved them, the speakers, and tweaked and worked his magic, whatever he does. And it completely changed the sound field. The imaging went from I'm a spectator in the sound field to I'm immersed in the sound field. I'm part of the music. I'm part of the process of making music, if that makes sense. It just completely changed how I was interpreting the music and how I was involved in the music in terms of the sound stage and everything else. I'm completely happy with what Mikey did. Completely changed how it sounded. He also made it so that my system, I would have to move stuff in. Like I had some QRD diffusers in front of my TV to try to counteract some of the reflections I thought that might be there. But the way he tweaked everything, I don't have to move anything anymore. I can just come down there and listen to music or watch the movies. Like I don't have to move physically anything at all anymore, which my wife is super pleased with. She was never quite happy with how that situation worked out, so she's super happy. She's super excited to listen now. Cool. Super pleased. Great to have Mikey. We had a great time out on track. He did awesome. Just great weekend all around.
So recently you bought some Fisher and Fisher 470s. Did that change your listening experience?
Oh, totally. I had some ATCs before that I really enjoyed, but I would kind of have to crank them to really get them to the point where I enjoyed them, and it just kind of made things difficult. I guess if I wanted to listen late at night, my wife's trying to sleep or trying to read, but now I can still crank those speakers, the Fishers, as loud as I want, but I don't need to anymore. Like I can listen at low to medium volume levels and still be completely fine with what's there. And I literally listen every night for at least probably 30 minutes to a couple hours, and most of the time I'm falling asleep, and I have to tell myself to turn it off and stop listening. And I'm just so pleased with the way everything's come together. The Roland unit I got that he recommended, just all of it, it's just tremendous. It's just completely changed how I listen to music and the extent to which I can listen to music.
Did you ever think that you'd spend 22 grand on speakers?
No, I did not, and I never thought I'd spend that kind of money on speakers. Maybe not, at least at the point that I did in my life. But I spent years, kind of trying to do things on my own, buying used gear and putting it in, and just kind of putting random things together. And I had some progressive results, but ultimately, for where my system's at now, it just doesn't make any sort of comparison. I kind of got to know Mikey, and as soon as I listened to his rig in Atlanta, it was I was kind of afraid. What exactly happened was what I was kind of afraid of. I was kind of afraid I was going to go listen to his system and get hooked and have to spend more money than I probably would have, or
wanted to at the time or whatever.
At the time,
yeah.
or thought I ever would.
Right.
And I was hooked, and I knew I was going to have to pull the trigger on it. But I'm so pleased I did, because the way my system now is it's just.
So you felt you got your money's worth for the 22K?
100%.
Yeah.
I'd do it again 1,000 times. Just
yeah.
Completely happy, 100% happy. Couldn't be more thrilled.
Awesome. And give us an idea. How old are you?
I'm 39.
Okay, 39, man. So look at that.
40.
You don't have to be an old guy to spend 20K on speakers.
Yeah.
You know, it's about just loving music and loving the experience.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool. All right, man. Thanks so much for your time, brother.
Of course.
Appreciate it. Yeah, so we had a great time. I have to give a big thanks to you, buddy, for taking me out on the track. Andrew is an instructor with Sport Bike Track Time. If you guys ever want to try taking a sport bike on the track, look up Sport Bike Track Time. If you're in the north, you might be lucky enough to ride with a tribe member, Andrew. You can ask about him, Andrew Swift. And if you have a sport bike and you have not been on the track, shame on you, because they're track motorcycles and you've never ridden it until you take it on a track, and you should learn it for your safety's sake. Learn how to apex the turns, learn how to ride those things, because it's great. And as you can see, why is Mikey talking about motorcycles on his channel when it's OCD Hi-Fi Guy? Because you know what? Hi-Fi is definitely a part of what I do, and I have it dialed in, but I want to fix you guys with your system, so you're not running around trying doing all this kind of crap, so that we can do other shit like scuba dive in the Caribbean or wherever the hell, motorcycle ride, doing target practice, long range shooting, other things that are fun, man, and make memories. That's what it's all about. Because the gear is the tool, but I help you figure that part out so you can check it out. I am on location at Andrews in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and here is a great example of a system or a listening area that you wouldn't consider it ideal for audio listening, right? And maybe it's not perfect. Of course it's not. We all know that. But this is functional for the way he uses the room. And he's got dogs that like to sit up with him and his wife that sit on these chaise lounges and kick back and watch movies on his 100-inch flat screen. And so it's hard to see, but I'll walk up on these. We've got Fischer&Fischer 470s right here. And I pulled them out a little bit more. When I first came, they were kind of needed to have that lower register of bass. It was really easy. We pulled them out from the wall. The closer you put them to the wall, the more it kills the bass. The more you pull them out, the better the bass gets. Okay, so we pulled them out. He's got some, let's see if we can even see, man. You can see the QRDs back here. They're on wheels, but he's got some QRDs. Hard to see, but we placed them back there. He had them up in front of the screen. Oh man, it's hard to see, and I don't have a light for that. Anyways, but so we put those behind and off to the side of the screen. And believe it or not, you might think, oh, big TV reflective right in front. He's got so much absorption, in this room, and up here, that putting the TV in the middle did not destroy the image. Having this kind of a reflective surface up at the front, instead of like blankets hanging over it, also gave a little more reflection. So yes, clearly it's not ideal. I know you can not even comment on that. We know. Okay. But when I came in, we changed this around and made a really nice difference in how it sounds. He's got all his equipment over here. Here for you vinyl guys, he's got some vinyl and whatever the heck that flying saucer is. I have no idea.